What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN. Hit that like button, my friends. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 8th of July. Here we are, about 8 hours left in the day. Like 7.5 hours, 7 hours, 20 minutes left in the day. Sitting here at 13.7 cents now, down 1.7% on the week, 1.8%. And yeah, we're not really doing too much, but I'm assuming that we will probably recover and move up soon. You know, things are this way one day, that way the other day, and I know that we've been getting a little whiplash here and there, especially with my predictions. You know, we're going up, going down. What are we doing here, C-Zar? But I don't know if we actually go lower. I think that we've seen the low, and that was today. We could go lower. It's possible, right? And if we look at this from a low here to a high here, we've gotten below the golden ratio. I'll tell you what, whenever you do this, you get below, especially when you close below this area, finding resistance at it and all, it's very uncommon to not at least go to the 786, 886 area. It's very uncommon to at least not go here. So do consider that 1.32 cents to 1.283 cents is still on the table. But I have a newfound bullish sentiment, and obviously we've been bullish on Bitcoin overall for a long time, but just I don't think that we're going to move down to 106K. I don't think we're going to move down to 105K. I think that those targets are hasta la vista, baby. You know, like they're not going to come back. And I think the reason why is we've had this tariff news. And I was looking at this. I actually made a video talking about this. It's 38 minutes ago. Not many people have seen this, but that's okay. This isn't something new, right? Last night, yesterday, these tariffs were announced for the whole world to be aware of. So we've had a whole probably like 24 hours or about 18 hours at this point for people to digest these tariffs. And if you've noticed, the price has not dropped. The price has not dropped. And my thoughts here, my friends, is that the tariffs are actually good for the markets, and they're going to cause a rally. Why? Because they've been tried and tested and found valid. The economists, the mainstream media sources that were dogging on Trump, saying it was going to end the economy, ruin the economy, we were going to pay, our grocery bills were going to be unaffordable for the average American, and it would just tank our economy. They're turning around and saying, you know what, actually the tariffs worked. Actually, this guy knows what he's talking about. We pulled in money from the tariffs. It's boosted the economy. No cost of goods went up at all. Not that I've noticed. Not in my life. I'm just the average person. What does that matter, right? But I'm not anybody special. I mean, I think I'm special. My mom thinks I'm special. Hey, but I'm just like you guys, right? We're all the same. We buy the same stuff. I don't know about you. Tell me, whether you like him or hate him. Tell me, have you noticed that? And I'm talking about Trump when I say like him or hate him. Have you noticed that any price of goods have gone up? I haven't noticed any cost of goods going up, personally. I've noticed that eggs have gone down, but maybe that's just from the media. I've noticed inflation has gone down, but none of the things that we thought were going to happen to a negative effect have happened, and I think they would have by now, or at least I think they would have by now, yes, but I think the price would have gone down if that was the case. The reason why I think that we're going to move up is because this negative perceived news has come out, but it's actually good news. We validated that it is good news and that it's good for the economy. It's good for American businesses. And this is good for the markets. And what's good for the markets is good for Bitcoin. What's good for Bitcoin is good for altcoins. And OnyxCoin, being one of the best altcoins out there, if not the best altcoin, might be absolved of going down to these levels. It's kind of obscure. Not going, you know, if you're going below the golden ratio like this in this kind of fashion and rejecting the 0.5 to not at least go to the 786, kind of weird. But hey, weird shit happens, man. That's okay. Looking at this here, let's see. If we take a relative low to high, I'm just kind of curious. Low here to a high. I mean, that's kind of an odd reaction there. Inevitably, you did break through. Here, we didn't even actually touch the golden ratio. We front ran it, right? We got really close, but we front. Am I on the right high too? Yeah, I am. You know, we got really close, but we didn't touch it. Maybe that's what we're doing here. From a low to a high, we're just front running this 786 area. We reached for it, but couldn't get there. I don't know. Just trying to justify any causality as to why we might not go lower. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and see if beyond just my hopes and dreams with these tariffs being good news here, let's see if the 1 hour time frame validates that. Well, look at that. That's a nice reaction that you had there. It's actually very nice. Let's look at this on Coinbase. Maybe you bounce right off the golden ratio on Coinbase and you're front running it on the crypto chart. I want to look at it on Coinbase because of the volume. Oh, this is interesting. Look at this. We actually have more volume to the downside than we have to the upside. That's crazy. The largest spike we've seen in recent times, since our highs back here in June 25th, was to the red side. We pumped up here with decent volume, but nothing crazy or spectacular, but just above average for what we've seen over the last week or so. And now we're coming down with some volume too. The bears are pushing back, but even still, guys, look at the volume. It's lackluster as hell. 4.2%. 4.21%. Is that right? Okay, I was like, did I refresh it? I thought I refreshed it, but it was taking its sweet time. 3%. Even less. Yeah. And we're up today a little bit, sure, but just a little bit. It's nothing too crazy. I have a feeling that when we pump, we will get some serious volume coming in. The real stuff is going to happen, my friends. Looking at the 1 hour RSI, it's hard to be bearish on this. It really is, right? Getting overbought nice and deep, like bouncing off the oversold zone here. You're in a good uptrend here, higher lows, higher highs, that whole thing there. I think that you continue to go through until you penetrate through that that overbought zone right there. Looking at the stochastics, we got a higher low and a higher high scenario too, kind of ranging, which is not common, but in the 1 hour time frame maybe. This is more common with the stochastics, this kind of behavior, stuff like that. You don't really, this is like RSI behavior, but whatever, that's okay. It can range, I guess, you know, maybe that's why we're moving up slowly. MACD is about to cross above the 0. These are good things, you guys. These are good things. This tells us the hours ahead, the next day or two, is probably going to be bullish. You get overbought. You get overbought. You cross the 0. It's going to be raining dollar bills, baby. 4 hour time frame. Looking at this here, bearish. The 4 hour time frame is bearish. Absolutely, it is. 3 hours, 15 minutes left in this candle. I would hope that by the end of this candle, it comes up. I would hope that we don't get a red candle and that we don't reject here, because if we do, and I don't think we will, because you know, we're at this area where we might find support, so I would think that we probably do come up. I don't think that we will reject this area, but if we reject this area, it looks like another high here, and that could send us down to the oversold zone, or at least getting support off of this area here. As long as we maintain that support, I'm not worried about it, but we need to start, instead of predominantly living below the 50, right, with just small iterations above it, we need to flip that around. We need to live above the 50 and get overbought, right? The fact that we got overbought twice here and we haven't gotten oversold does tell me that there's more of a bullish hand in this, and we know that already, right? We can see it in the price, the way it moves. The big moves are to the upside, the little moves are to the downside. It takes a little bit of time to eat up this whole move. It takes all this time, days, to move down, right? We move down slowly, we move up fast. Maybe less so recently, but when we also move up, we get good volume coming in. When we move down, we don't have any volume coming in at all. So I would expect, right, you can see here, when we move up, good volume. When we're moving down, not so much. There's no volume at all. We're moving up, volume. When we're moving down, no volume. No volume here on the way down. No volume here on the way down. I mean, nothing compared to what we had here when we actually found a low and we're finding support. So here, we're on the brink of the break of this little downtrend right here, and I think that this would send us to higher prices, and we likely would see higher levels of volume accommodate that as well. Stochastics also look bearish, but as long as we can flip this 4 hour time frame green in the next 3 hours, I think that we're okay. MACD starting to show some life, but overall bearish, but there's hope. You know, maybe in the coming days, maybe Thursday or Friday, ending this week, we can actually cross above the 0 and get a little pop. Wouldn't that be nice? I think that'd be rather exciting. Daily time frame here, looking at this, the daily MACD, man, it's like it wants to get above the 0, right? Maybe not by the end of this week, but sometime next week, we should see some life. Stochastics have gotten oversold. Blue line's crossed up. We want to see the blue line cross above the orange line, and we want to get the orange line to cross back up into the band. If we can do something like that, again, maybe not by the end of this week, but next week we'll be moving up, and that is a bullish thing, because again, the stochastics tend to range overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold, right? So we're probably going to range back up to the overbought zone with that, and the RSI getting overbought, ideally with the MACD crossing above the 0 line all next week. Things should be very exciting. I think we'll see a little bit of life going into the end of this week, a little bit, and then we should see this thing really come alive in about like probably like 7 days or less, maybe 10 days from now. Bouncing off the 40 is a good look, so let's close today green. I think that'd be a good goal to have. I don't really have anything else I don't want to say, man. I think I've said everything I need to say. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button, please. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We're going up to the moon, guys. We're going through the roof. The next target area, I mean, it's not a target area. I guess the next area to focus on, the significant area to focus on, would be 1.7 cents. We get above there, and we're breaking out, right? We're breaking out. Where are we going? 2 cents, 3 cents, somewhere in that range. 2 cents, 2.5 cents, something like that. And then whenever we break out of this range here, we break out of these highs, we're going all the way up. Nothing can stop us until we're at about 5 cents or more. That's my expectation. Obviously, I think that we're stopping still in August all the way up at 26 to 32 cents. That's the ultimate target area. That's been the target area for months now at this point, right? And I find it funny, right? Think about it like this, right? And I have not been right about the time frame that this. I don't know if you're aware of this, but the 26 to 32 cent price. I've been calling for this for months, and not calling for it in August for months, but calling it for months in like June and then July and now August here, and It just hasn't happened. But the thing is, we've had more opportunities to accumulate, and accumulate we have. Which means that I don't care, man. I don't care how long it takes to get there. Give me more time to buy more, because when it's up here, we're only going to have more now to take profits with. It's a good thing. It's a blessing in disguise, right? Wouldn't it? Imagine you were here wishing that you could have bought OnyxCoin here so that you had more whenever it gets up here. Well, you had not only that, but you also had a lot of time to accrue extra wealth, extra funds to allocate into this before it rips up there, right? This is a blessing in disguise. Long consolidation phases are good. This one here you can see was somewhat bearish, right? Pretty bearish, nice angle. This one here, the angle is a lot lesser. Both of them very well crafted consolidation phases, and we're going to move up. I wonder, are they the same amount of, have we been consolidating for the same amount of time? Did we get Houdini'd here? Let's see. 71 days. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I wasn't even aware. You guys, we've been okay, wait, actually, hold on. I'm cheating. There we go. To the low. 72 days. Wow. Wow. Actually, pretty serendipitous right there. Lot less extreme to the downside. I'm wondering how much more extreme the upside will be now because of that, right? That's interesting. I would have never imagined. I definitely did not imagine back here that we would have consolidated for longer than this range. Wow. Or even around that time. That's crazy. All right. Well, we're moving up, guys. Soon enough. Hit the like button, subscribe. I appreciate you all for being here. Take care of yourselves, all right? Take care of your friends. Take care of your moms and your sisters and your brothers and your pets. Give your pets love. If they do something bad, don't be mean to them. Or maybe give, but don't hit animals, man. They love you. They love you. If you love something, you don't hit it. All right. Bye-bye.